Hello and welcome. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can speed up the way that you can create alternative text for all the images in your online courses. Having alternative text will make sure that your courses are super accessible for those who are visually impaired and cannot see your images. So let's get going. Alternative text, or alt text, has been around in the early days of HTML, which is the main building block of websites. Its main job is to provide a description of an image or a graphic that is on screen. Those new to web and, of course, e-learning may ask why this is important. Well, the primary goal of alternative text is to assist those users or learners with who would have visual impairments, i.e. those who can't make out the details or those who cannot view images at all. There are commonly two types of images that we will see online. One is an image, which doesn't really contain any information, and an image or graphic that does. For example, an infographic or a diagram or any information, and it could be an image that contains text. Without alternative text to describe the image, your users won't know the context of the image at all. So that's why it's really important. It could be a massive barrier to those who are on your e-learning course. There is a whole framework called the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines, or WCAG, and this defines a lot of accessibility requirements, not just for alternate text. In fact, alternate text is a very basic requirement for your e-learning and your web or any digital page that you might publish. But for now, we'll look at alt text and why it's so important. So the trouble is, as a designer or a creator of e-learning content or web pages, you could end up having hundreds of images in your program. And this can also range from very simple to complicated graphics, and you must decide how you're going to write your alternative text. And it can take a long time to do that. So I'm going to show you a really good way that we can do this quickly and efficiently using AI. I'm sure many of you here will have heard of AI tools such as ChatGPT, Google Gemini, and Apple are about to launch Apple Intelligence in September, October time. A lot of you may be on the fence about using AI, myself included. I previously worked as a 3D artist and animator, and the impact of AI is huge in that industry from the fact that AI can create very decent artwork these days, but also the possible copyright infringements associated with that, because AI is sampling basically artwork that's publicly available on the web. So there's a lot of copyright infringement and worries there about AI. But I think AI is a great tool to augment or enhance your work, not to do the work for you, but to really assist you. And that's where I think AI is really going. And it's definitely what I'm using it for. I don't use it to create anything from scratch, just to augment and enhance things that I have built or done already. So let's take a look at what AI tools we can use. So I'm on my computer here, and I personally use Windows 11 for all my work. Some of you may use Mac, you may use an older version of an operating system. It doesn't really matter too much. The AI tools are typically based on the web. The tool we will be using today is Microsoft Copilot. Copilot, I think, is a really useful tool. There are other great ones out there, such as ChatGPT. And this whole tutorial actually can be done in ChatGPT, so you're welcome to use it. So Copilot is available on Windows 11. It is available as a pre-release or preview. If you don't have it, you can simply use Microsoft Edge. It's built into Edge. If you're a Mac user, you can also download Microsoft Edge and use Copilot. And the other thing you can do is on Windows, you can use the Microsoft Store and download the Copilot application. And if you're on Mac, you can also go into the Mac OS Store and you can download Microsoft Copilot as well. So there's lots of ways of using it. I'm going to use Microsoft Edge. I think Edge is a really great browser. I'll talk about it more in another day. There could be a lot of discussion about your browsers, but it has fantastic accessibility tools. So we basically want to use Copilot, which is up the top right corner. So we're going to go ahead and click that, and Copilot is ready to go. We want to use the chat feature, and we can click new topic if you already have content or a conversation going there already. But the next thing we need to have, of course, is some images to convert or turn into alternative text. So I have a simple PowerPoint presentation here, and I have two graphics on it. One is a organizational structure, so it's a diagram. And the next one is a bit more complicated. We have a Gantt chart. And if you were doing this conventionally, you would basically right-click the graphic and choose View Alt Text, and you would start typing in your alternative text. PowerPoint and Microsoft recommend 1 to 2 detailed sentences. There are others who say a maximum character count of about 150 characters or letters. So you don't really want your alternative text to be too long. You want it to be short and snappy. The shorter, the better. But of course, more complicated graphics like this may need a bit more. So actually, out of interest, Microsoft does have an option to generate alternative text for you. We will go ahead and click that and see what we get. So the alternative text we get is a Gantt chart with blue rectangles. And it also has a disclaimer that says that it was automatically generated. So it's not very descriptive. It does show it's a Gantt chart, but we can't see like the names of the tasks. We can't see the kind of the first and second, third quarter and the months. So it's not that good. So I'm going to clear that out. So the first graphic we're going to look at actually is our team structure. So we need Microsoft Copilot to analyze this graphic. And doing that is very simple. We simply right-click the image and choose copy. So that's now copied on our clipboard. Now back into Microsoft Copilot, I have a new chat here in my screen. I'm going to right-click and choose paste. And this will actually attach the graphic or file that's in your clipboard, and it's now part of the chat. And all I'm going to say is I'm going to ask it to generate an alt text for the graphic. Okay, we're going to choose enter. And this usually does it extremely quick. You're not waiting very long. And here we go, it's done. Now you'll notice that without prompting it, it can make it really big. So because this is such a complex graphic, it has actually generated quite a lot here. But let's have a little look at it. It says it's an organizational chart titled Team Structure, which it is. It has that title, with a representation of roles within a team. At the top is CEO, which is correct, followed by 3 roles on the second level, which is correct, Program Director, Marketing Director, and Development Director, which is all correct. So you can see here that it's analyzing this very well. It's scary how well it recognizes it. Now, the description's a bit too long, so I'm going to ask it to shorten it down to 1 sentence. Now, before I hit enter, the great thing about Microsoft Copilot and ChatGPT is that you can carry your conversation, so you don't need to do this again. You can just simply ask it to refine the end result. Okay, so here we have an organizational chart called Team Structure, showing the hierarchy from the CEO to various directors and their subordinates. So depending on how long or how detailed you want your alternative text to be, you can basically tell it how much detail to give you. But I would recommend not having it too complicated. So all we do is we simply copy the text back into PowerPoint, and we will paste our alternative text in there, and that's our first one done. Next, we're going to get it to do the Gantt chart. And just as a disclaimer, I actually haven't tried this in advance. This is usually how I like to go. I like to do things on the fly. So this could go good, this could go bad. The important thing is when you're doing these things, especially with AI tools, you don't know what you're going to get. So we're both in for a surprise here. So we'll do the same again with our image copied. We will paste it into the chat and I will ask it again. I'm going to ask it, can you generate alternative text for me? This time I'll ask it for 150 characters. And here we go. It's now analyzing the image, and it usually only takes about 10 seconds. And here we go. A Gantt chart with tasks. So let's double check. Yes, it's a Gantt chart with tasks. And look at this. Planning, research, design, implementation, and follow-up. And it says it goes across from the first quarter to the third quarter of 2019. I couldn't have done it better myself, really. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to copy that, and into PowerPoint, select my image, and paste my alternative text. So you can see with these complicated graphics how quickly you can create these alternative texts. As a disclaimer, it is important that AI tools are not always accurate. They're not always correct. So always, always, always double check that it is correct and it is accurate. And you can edit it to your heart's content as well. So that's all there is to it. This should speed up your workflow. It certainly has sped up my workflow when I'm making course content and e-learning graphics and all that stuff. Remember that alternative text is one of those most bare minimum things that you should always be doing, whether you're creating e-learning content, whether you're putting together websites and web pages and documents, even things like that. It is the most fundamental thing in accessibility is that your images are described. If you got to the end of this video, thank you very much for watching. You must have got something out of it, so please give me a like on the video. And even better would be if you could subscribe to me for more e-learning tips and tricks. And I will see you in the next one.